art exhibition and was seen to go around the art exhibition hall looking at whatever was exhibited on the walls. And he reached at one particular position and was seen to look at what was on the wall with a bit of disgust, wondering, and you could see it on his face, was wondering why did they put up this kind of thing. And after watching for a while, he called the attendant and he said, "Sure, is this what you call fine art? This picture you put on this wall?" And the attendant was taken aback and was surprised about the reaction of that man to the exhibition that was on the wall. And he said, "Sir, but that's a mirror." A lot of us walk in life having that same feeling that this man that had, wishing that we could change a lot of things about ourselves, wishing that we could be different, and sometimes not appreciating who we really are, because we don't stop and look at a mirror and speak to ourselves and say, hey, you're here and you have a right to be here. We walk around apologizing and excusing ourselves. A matter of fact, statistics have always shown that if you take 100 people at the age of 20, people under the same circumstance, under every condition, in the same college, in the same situation, when they are 60 or 65, when they are retired, then only one is generally wealthy. 4 are financially stable. 19 are working for someone else who has a vision. And 54 are generally broke. So the difference, of course, you can calculate would be people who would be dead and who would have made their mistakes or their time has come. And but the critical thing is, in life, if we want to be among the one who is wealthy, or at least be the 4 that are financially stable, by the time we retire, there's a need for us to do something in our lives. There's a need for us to be able to change our lives so that we can be able to focus ourselves to the things that we are. Now, I must say that you and I are special. You and I are very, very special beings. There's greatness in each one of us. And that greatness can only be drawn by us realizing that we're the ones that are capable of drawing it out of ourselves. Why do I say that we are special? Number one, in the process of conception, there was a chance that 400 million of you would have been born, and you're the one that won. So from the first day, when you had that competition to be able to cause a conception, you won that race. And statistics again show that there could have been 400 million of you taking off towards the goal of conception, and you're the one that won. So from the day that you're conceived, you are a winner. Number 2, you're such a special being that there are certain things that I just like to mention about your life. Think for a moment that your heart beats about 72 times a minute, which means when you do simple calculation, it beats 36 million times in a year. It's an equipment that pumps blood through your system, and the estimates are such that your whole total vein, your whole body's blood circulation in your body is 60,000 miles. It works without you controlling it. It works on its own. The other thing that you must realize that your brain is such a powerful instrument that statistics show that the scientists show that you have about 13 to 100 billion neurons. Those are nerve cells, your brain cells. They're about 100 billion. And these are regenerated over and over and over again. So that if you are 65 years old today, you could have had about 60,000 sets of 100 billion cells. You are that special. You have a purpose on this earth. You have something that you must do that no one else who has been born of woman can be able to do in this world. You are the only cause that you are not able to achieve that. And that's why I thought today I would share with us 7 principles that I believe that can be able to help us to be able to realize our potential, realize who we are, and be able to move us forward even as we move in this beautiful world. And the principle number 1 that I would like to bring forth to you, my dear friends, is that you are responsible for your life. No one else is responsible for your life. And as the corporate world says, There is no free lunch. For you to be able to achieve that which that God has kept inside for you, then you must take 100% responsibility for your life. No one else can do what you can do. No one else can go where you can go. No one else can achieve that which that you're meant to achieve. The fact that you're not achieving it has to do with you making choices that don't help you to be able to achieve that what you're meant to achieve. You must take 100% responsibility for your life. I always remember a story when I was growing up. When we were young, we chose to go and live in a place called Loitokitok of Kajiado district in the Rift Valley province of the Republic of Kenya. And this was a goal for second place because it was about 240 kilometers from Nairobi, but 120 kilometers of that was a very rough road. Actually, I normally tell people it was a cattle track. So that if you took a journey from Nairobi to Loitokitok on a rainy season, which was about half the year, then you almost certain that you'll get there the following day after 24 hours because you'll get stuck and you cannot move at all. We chose to go and live there out of circumstances that we chose ourselves. We went and lived there with our grandmother, but in 1 year, she passed on. And when she passed on, we refused to come back to Nairobi to live with our parents where they were at that moment. And the story that I remember most is that one day we got home at 5, 6 o'clock, and we found that we didn't have water. Let me just tell you what used to happen. Over the weekend, we'd go with wheelbarrows and go to the river that was about 5 kilometers away, draw the water that was enough for the whole week. On this particular Saturday, we forgot to draw the water. And because we forgot to draw the water, by Thursday, there was no water in the house. So when we got home, there was no water and there's nothing. So the 10, 11 boys started crying. We cried, and then my brother asked a rhetorical question. Suppose we cry until tomorrow, what will happen? And I answered very innocently. We will sleep without food, we will not have water to make tea for the morning. Basically, nothing will happen. And at that moment, we decided that we are going to go to the river to draw the water. We left home around 7 o'clock, went to the river 5 kilometers away, and I want to tell you that that time, Loitokitok was not as inhabited as it is today. It's a couple of years ago, which means there were animals that were roaming around, elephants, giraffes, leopards, a couple of times there were lions that were seen around, and so it was a very risky business. But we still went, drew the water, and came back at around 9 o'clock. For me, that was a circumcision of sorts. That in this life, that there is no one else who will do anything for me until I do it myself. God will help us, God will assist us to move forward, but we are the only ones have the capability and ability to be able to transform our lives. Take 100% responsibility for your life, and your life will move forward.